Okay, good morning everybody. We're looking to do a video on energy transfers. So in this, I want you to think about what the initial energy store is and what the final energy store is. And then how the energy is transferred from the first store to the second store. And you put your result on the worksheet that you've got. So here is our first one, a normal torch. Now, if you think about what the energy store is in here, the transfer obviously you need to think about, so we can see with the torch here now, the torch is on, so think what the final energy store is and then how it is transferred from the first to the second. Right, so the second of the demonstrations, we've got a heater here and we've got a boiling tube here with a thermometer in. Now if I start, we're looking at the temperature is 20 degrees. You need to think what the initial energy store is in the heater and what will happen over here. Now when I look at it now, the temperature is up to 24 degrees, so think what the two energy stores are and how the energy is transferred from one to the other. So third demo, this is a trolley on a runway and I've got a force at the end. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to let go and then we'll see what happens. So you need to think what the initial energy store is in the trolley, think about its position and then what is transferred, what the final energy store is and how it is transferred. So here we go. Right, this is the next demo. This is number 4. This is our robot. So what should I doing to give us the original energy store? Now I'm going to release it now and watch what happens and then think what the final energy store is. So there's our man, off he goes. Next one object is this is called a wind-up torch. Now look what I'm doing and then note what's happening. So what's the energy store we're starting with and then what we're ending with and then how it is transferred from one to the other. Right, this one, a ball on the track, this is something which will continually change from one energy store to another. So I want you to think about this. It doesn't matter where you start or where you finish. You must just get the two energy stores. So watch what happens. So I've got the ball here. I'm going to let go. Think what the energy store is, what is transferred to, and then think how it is transferred. Now obviously we know that energy cannot be created or destroyed, so think why it doesn't go all the way to the top each time. Gradually the arc of the swing gets smaller and smaller. In this one we've got water. I'm going to use this spirit burner to heat it. So the initial temperature of the water is about 16 degrees. Now if I light the spirit burner, I'll put the spirit burner under the beaker of water. Now, first of all, think what the initial energy store is we have in our fuel here. Think what it will do to the water. Now, I've had this heating for about 4 or 5 minutes now, and the temperature has now gone up to 26 degrees. So again, think the energy store we started with, the energy store we've got here, and think then how it is transferred from one to the other. Okay, in this one we've got a solar cell and is connected to a motor. I'm going to use a lamp here as our initial energy store. So you need to think what we've got here. So if I turn the lamp on, watch what happens. You can see what's happening to the motor, what it's doing. So initial energy store here to our final energy store here, and how is it transferred? Here we've got a doorbell. We're using this, we're running off batteries. Well, I want you to think of what's the initial energy store in the batteries. Watch what happens to the bell. Look what the final energy store is and how it is transferred. If I connect up now, and if you look at the bell, you can see what's happening, so you should then be able to work out the final energy store. In this one, I've got a ping pong ball. I'm going to let it go. I want you to watch what happens. I want you to think what the energy store is now in this position, and what it is transferred into, and how it is transferred. So here goes. All right. Oh, think. Have you stopped it? Right. Think what has happened to some of that initial energy. Why isn't it all converted? And secondly, I'm now going to drop it from a lower height. Look what the difference is. Think about the amount of energy which is transferred when I've dropped it from a low height, and compare it to the first one.